So thank you again for joining Ramya ji, Maithili ji. So today 6:15 we had a session on music and mathematics. Namaste Nandu bhai. Okay.
Namaste Didi.
So today this is the session, I think 23rd session, and we are doing module 2, and today we have a presenter. We are talking on understanding music and therapy through neuroscience. I have 2 more people. Yeah.
सो रहा था
गप्पे सो रहे थे हम।
लेकिन पूरा पक्का लेकिन सो रहा हूँ ये बात नहीं।
Shambhavi, can you let me share my screen?
Yeah, we can try. Yeah. Right now. Is Shalini there? Dr. Shalini Gupta, we want to start by your bhajan.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So today this is the Nadanubhav diploma course, and before the presenter starts, we would all like to welcome you all from a bhajan which is by Dr. Shalini Gupta. She will sing a bhajan. Thank you so much, Shalini. She has to go for a recording and she waited for all of us. So thank you. You can start.
Thank you, ma'am. Actually, रिकॉर्डिंग तो हो गई मेरी ऑडियो रिकॉर्डिंग, बट आज वो वीडियो शूट था मेरा, तो
अच्छा,
मुझे अभी थोड़ी देर में जाना है, तो ऐसे तो कुछ कुछ लगा ही रहेगा, तो क्लास थोड़ी मिस
बिल्कुल
करूंगी इसके लिए।
करना चाहिए।
मेरा गला काफी खराब है, बट
कोई
आपने
बात
बोला है तो इसलिए मैं गा देती हूँ।
थैंक यू फॉर दिस।
सबसे पहले तो सबको प्रणाम मेरा। मैं डॉक्टर शालिनी गुप्ता वोकलिस्ट हूँ, और यहाँ पे जयपुर में क्लासेस भी लेती हूँ बच्चों की, और डिवोशनल एंड फोक सिंगर भी हूँ। राम भजन एक प्रस्तुत करने जा रही हूँ।
बिल्कुल।
राम का गुणगान करिए, राम का गुणगान करिए, राम का गुणगान करिए। राम प्रभु की भद्रता का, सभ्यता का ध्यान धरिए, ध्यान धरिए। राम का गुणगान करिए, राम के गुण गुण चिरंतर, राम के गुण गुण चिरंतर। राम धन सुमिरन रतन धन, राम धन सुमिरन रतन धन। मनुजता को कर विभूषित, मनुज को धनवान करिए, ध्यान धरिए। राम का गुणगान करिए, राम का। थैंक यू मैम।
Thank you so much. It was very nice.
थैंक यू मैम, बट अभी आज क्या है ना, मेरा गला बिल्कुल नहीं, तो ये मेरा ना ड्यू है आगे का क्लास।
बिल्कुल, आप रिकॉर्ड ऑडियो पे कर दीजिएगा ग्रुप पे।
जी, ओके, थैंक यू।
So thank you so much, Shalini. And Dr. Meenakshi Ravi ma'am is also there with us. Ma'am, you are there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Thank you so much for joining. So this
I'm
is the
very,
second darshan, Charan Sparsh from me and from all of us.
God bless all of you.
मीनाक्षी मैडम मेरा चरण स्पर्श।
My God. Sheila Ramesh, wonderful. I'm very, very eager to listen to you.
So
मॉर्निंग
yes,
की क्लास में भी मैं आपके साथ थी.
I now I present Dr. Sheila Ramesh for presenting the topic today, which is understanding music and therapy through neuroscience. This is a very interesting topic. So she is a French teacher by profession and Carnatic music teacher by passion. She has founded an organization called ICV, I Can Volunteer. This is such a good name. Where we help to entertain, they help to entertain children undergoing cancer treatment with storytelling, art, craft, dance, drama therapies, and to bring smile to their faces. She is glad to have connected with music therapy comrades, and I'm so glad that Dr. Sheila Ramesh ji is presenting a talk because of my request, and I'm giving the mic to Dr. Sheila Ramesh. Thank you for this. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So good morning, and Shambhavi, it's showing host disabled participants screen sharing.
Okay, I'll do it. Make host. Now good?
Yeah, yes. The thing is, I don't know how to find.
By the way, this is very beautiful name, ICV, I Can Volunteer, and this goes very well with our music therapy, the purposes and goals, the vision which we are having. So I'm really glad that you have founded this organization, ma'am.
Thank you, and please wish us growth in that organization, because
Lots and
getting
lots of
volunteers, finding time for people to give
Correct.
time to those children is the most important
Very
kind of
true,
support
very
one
true.
should do.
Lots of Reiki.
I wish I'm not sure how to.
From share a screen,
Can you all
can
see?
share the.
Yeah, I know, but I can't see it on my share
So you have to
screen.
open the window, You have to open that window of this.
Now, is it? Can you see?
No, this is the window of Chrome or something. You have to open the window
I
of
think
your
on
PPT.
Yeah, I've opened.
Okay.
It says you are screen sharing.
You give me the slides, I'll screen share.
But it's not very well made. Only the first 5 you'll have to put. Is that okay?
I'll do. Yeah, you can just stop sharing and give it to me.
Okay.
You can send in the WhatsApp group.
Okay, wait, I will. Oh, that is difficult. How do I share with you? I'm very sorry.
No issues.
Ma'am, you can
Shri is
Yeah.
there?
share your whole desktop, then it will come. Maybe you shared only one part of what you are showing. That's why it's showing only that Zoom.
No, it's I've opened and kept it, and I don't know if I close it how to access
So
it.
when you do the share screening, then you will get multiple of windows which are coming in your
Correct.
So there you have to go to Windows first. So there are 3 options: browser, Windows. Windows means your own computer. Browser means something which has been opened in the Google or Chrome or something. So go to Windows and screen share.
Now can you all see?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Now from the slideshow you can go to the
Wait,
full screen. Yes.
Okay. So I mean, I'll just talk you all through my presentation and why and how I came to be. First of all, good morning, namaste, and I want everyone's blessings for this, not only for this presentation, because of which I'm a little nervous, because I haven't been doing enough reading according to me, but let me tell you how I landed upon this topic. They say fortune favors fools. So that exactly happened to me. I bumped into somebody who is an art therapist and who runs an art gallery in one wedding of one of my students. So we just became good friends, and she shared a book with me. Every brain needs music.
Every
So
brain needs music.
needs music.
Every brain needs. Okay, I'll
Yeah,
write
I'll
that
give
down.
you all that. I'll give you all those references later.
Please.
I'm not sure how to add it to this, and it might be not very good. Okay, so right. So that was one of the reasons I chose this, because I thought if I could understand, everything happens through the brain, right? That's how we are able to perform actions. So I said, if I'm doing music therapy, let me see what are the advances in music therapy and in neuroscience. This particular book has been written by a person two people who happen to have a casual conversation. One is a neuroscientist and the other is a music composer and teacher. So they realized that there was so much that they had to discuss and talk about, and they met at the gym purely by coincidence. So finally, this is the outcome of this book, and they have divided into 6 parts. I have tried to delve a little bit into the first and the second part of it only, because I realized if I keep adding, it's going to get very long. And Shambhavi, later you told me make it longer, right?
No, you must.
So okay, so let me try and think through um, what is music and what does it do to you. According to us, there are many externally visible symptoms or reactions that happen. As soon as anybody listens to music, they either tap their feet or clap their hands or nod their head or move their whole body with either with realization or without. So there are several things happening from the outside. So when so much is happening to everyone from the outside, there is definitely something happening inside through music when one listens to music. This was why I sort of started thinking about this and decided this as my topic. Now, why music? Music, according to me, is a very, very effective tool for communication. It's in fact one of the most important tools. I'll run you through some of the things that I had thought about and read about. It says, like, see, when a mother first connects to her child, she uses intonation, rhythmic. The words may not be understood by the little infant. However, the infant is reacting to that particular musical sounds to that pitch, that rhythm, and the pitch fluctuations. These pitch fluctuations are what express feelings, and these feelings are experienced not only by the mother but also by the child, which is why.
Sorry for the interruption. Shambhavi, Anita is waiting. Can you please?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so
No
sorry.
problem.
I'll see.
Sorry, Sheila.
No, please don't say sorry. I'm just trying to get across some ideas of mine. That's it. Thank you. Right?
I
So,
can't see.
So what have we realized in this? So when we try to have a conversation with a child, it is music that comes easier than speaking a language, right? It is the music which creates the actual communication even before the language does. So language will have vocabulary and syntax. Syntax refers to the structure or pre-scheduled grammar or order of words or elements that comprise language. Similarly, music has several elements and it also has a syntax, but that syntax for music is intonation, phrasing, and rhythm. So we realize that in these kind of examples, we notice that music conveys so much more than the language itself. So if we look at how in the British or in the Western children's learning system, we have that A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H I J K, and the same tune is used for several nursery rhymes. And the children are remembering the letters only because the music, it was put into a certain tune, and it is memorized and remembered by them much better. Another very thought-provoking, deep example that I read about was in the early to mid 19th century, and this happened in US. There, the underground railroad was a network of secret routes and safe houses. So that was the time of slavery, when many slaves, or I'm sorry about there is one person competing with me on the road selling his wares. I don't know if you all are able to hear. So he uses a megaphone. Okay, right. So there is a secret routes and safe houses in the railroad. So a lot of slaves were there. Slavery was very predominant those days. And these slaves were treated so badly and not even allowed to learn to read or write. So what happened is there have still have been very good people, even right from those days. That's what sort of, I think, sort of reinforces my faith in humanity. What did they do? They used songs to help the slaves to escape. They told them, they also included coded songs. Like there is a very popular song called Wade in the Water. So that says, that is an indication to the slaves, go underground into the water so that you will not be seen. And you can, and the routes are very complicated. So the song will convey to them, when you see red, turn right, when you see blue, turn left, and those kind of codes. And they were led to safety. So beautiful things can come out of music as communication. So what have we learned in this? That pairing language with music, it supports what more efficient and reliable information recall. So I say information recall because what we hear is stored within us, and then we can easily recall it at a later moment when we have learned things along with music, or when we have been exposed to things along with music. That's how advertisements, jingles have come to be, which is, I think, a very common piece of information. Therefore, this is the significance of music and its purpose. Now, if I had to define music, let me see, if you all had to define music, what would you say? Can you take a minute and jot down your thoughts? What is music to you? We don't have to discuss it immediately. We can discuss it later, but I would like. Okay, so I suppose most of you have got something across the initial immediate thought of what. So when I thought about music, I realized I shared it with some very great ballet dancer to whom the music was like this, and it matched very, very closely to my definition of music. Maybe I couldn't have put it into such beautiful language, but I realized every word depicted exactly what music is. So the music, that girl says that music was my profession, but it was also a special and deeply personal pursuit. Most importantly, it gave me a way to cope with life's challenges and learning to channel my feelings and express them safely. Music taught me how to take my thoughts, both the pleasant and the painful ones, and turn them into something beautiful. So this is what according to me, is. Now, if you see the screen, you will see that there is something called the Mozart effect. Let me just try to go back to what this Mozart effect. Okay, Okay, we'll go back to Mozart effect maybe later. I'm sorry. See, music. The Mozart effect is called because when they heard the two sonatas by Mozart for 10 minutes, students were able to perform very specifically on spatial and reasoning tasks. So that means that affected a very particular part of the human brain and helped them build up that skill in reasoning as well as in spatial actions. Okay, so Mozart's effect is the suggestion that exposure to intricate musical compositions, particularly classical pieces, it stimulates brain activity. And finally, the ultimate goal is it enhances cognitive ability. So, now getting back to let's go back to how the brain, identifies music. When music is generated, what happens? It leads to a series of changes in the vibrations of the molecules of air, and these molecules which travel through air. And these changing properties of the air molecules has to be detected and interpreted as music. So these changing air molecules is what the brain tries to read as music. This is carried out by the brain. So what does the brain do? It is what permits us to perceive what is around us. Brain helps us to perceive and helps us to respond to that perception. We respond also to that perception because of the brain. So each time of a performer, he practices, he interprets music, and finally he performs for an audience. Then at that point of time when he performs, it's the brains of the audience who are receiving, and they are also interpreting these perceptions. The performer also at the time of, if he has composed it, then at that time also he has had some kind of image in his brain, which he has created, and with his performance, he brings it to life. So all these experiences which a person goes through changes the short-term and long-term effects in the brain. Now let's try, I've tried to pull up a picture of, are you all able to see? Yeah, so the brain is composed of different collections of cells which interact with one another, not only within the area, but with other parts of the brain. Okay, there are lots of cells. The entire brain is composed of different cells. It is, so what is actually happening is, it is like the cells are speaking to one another. In fact, they are having conversation with each other, and this conversation between the cells in the different parts of the brain is what contributes to our learning and to memory. So now if you see the human brain, you have the picture here. It is a structure which has bumps, and it has grooves. So the Italian names for that is gyri and sulci, which I will send you later because maybe I'm not pronouncing it correct. So the brain here has 4 lobes. The 4 lobes are, if you can see, the frontal lobe. In the frontal lobe, what happens is the executive functions occur. Executive functions implies thinking through before acting. A little bit of thought process that needs to occur to make the right decision how to act. What next step or how should I react? So the frontal lobe is where emotional regulation, planning, reasoning, and problem solving occur. Also, voluntary movement and activity is controlled here in the frontal lobe. So the second thing is the parietal lobe. Here, this processes information about the various sensations that we experience in the world, including temperature, taste, touch, and movement. Temperature, taste, touch, and movement is handled by the parietal lobe. The occipital lobe is primarily responsible for vision. So the temporal lobe, which is a very, very important part for us as music therapy cohort, is it processes memories and it integrates them with sensations of taste, sound, sight, and touch. So it also contains the auditory cortex, which is one of the main bodies which processes sound. So the auditory cortex is a very, very important part of the human brain. When we talk about the auditory cortex, let me tell you a couple of things which
Sorry, Sheila ji, can you make it full screen mode? Your slides, like from the slideshow, you have to go to play the current slide or something. If you go to the slideshow, slideshow on the this maroon upper side.
Acha, that's why I can't see it. Wait.
Yes.
Slideshow.
That is on the maroon thing, na? Just beside animations, on the maroon color, upper side. So file, home, insert, design, transition, animation, slideshow.
Yeah. Oh,
so this is the slideshow.
Okay.
Now come to the from current slide. Yes.
Why is it? It's not happening.
Okay.
Yeah, it did.
Yes.
Is it clear
now?
enough?
Is it very clear? Yes. So anybody wants to copy, so they can do, no?
Yeah.
Thank you. Continue.
Right. So I was suggesting. I was saying that 1 minute. I lost. Right. So, so let's come back to we'll go back to that auditory cortex, which will play an important role later because everything gets accumulated there. All the main processing of sound and how we hear and interpret the different sounds and differentiate between good and bad sounds or differentiate music from normal day-to-day sounds are all happening in the auditory cortex. That is why we are able to find the distinction between noise and music and pleasant and unpleasant sounds. Okay, so the brain stem, if you can see in the picture, has many functions, but the brainstem connects to the spinal cord. As you all know, I think that as you right. So when we it connects to the spinal cord. Okay. So why? Because there are nerve impulses which need to travel through the spinal cord. So when we listen to an external impulse, external stimulus, there is an impulse, a nerve impulse is created. How these are created? By electronic units called neurons. These neurons immediately react and they are units of the nervous system. So the neurons, what they do is they transmit these nerve impulses which come from other neurons through dendrites. I didn't show so many other pictures because I thought this is good enough for us to get an idea how those impulses travel. So these dendrites move through the cell body and through the axon to the next cell body. And in this constant travel, what happens is we are able to hear or listen exactly what the sound impulse is or whatever was the external impulse. Now, these connections that happen because of the traveling of these impulses is what makes us act and perform specific to our world, and that this is what helps a human. Because of this passage of these impulses only, a human is able to perform, create, practice, and listen to music. This is all possible only because of that. Now, what are these connectors known as? These connectors are known as synapses. synapses. Okay, these are known as synapses. So what happens is when you learn something new, so every time you come across something new and you have absorbed it, a synapse is created. So when you continue to read more and learn more and listen more, what happened? There are some changes that occur in these synapses and they get reorganized. If you learn something very new for the first time, a new synapse is formed. If you have learning more about something that you've already read about, there is a reorganization of the cells such that another synapse, a modified synapse, is created. So what happens when music is played, it enters the ear, the vibrating sensors, they direct it towards the auditory cortex. It ultimately reaches the auditory cortex, where the sound is processed. The sound is processed, like I said, by the passage of these nerve impulses. Now, let me, okay, so, right, we are trying to see now how do brains react to music. I have partially told you how they react. However, I will add some information which I have gathered. It's not only from this book. I also read another interesting article, and of the details of which I will share subsequently. I have not done a very neat job of fixing the bibliography, but I have understood some things which I am just sharing. Right. How does the brain react to stimuli? In our case, the stimulus is music, right? So different sounds, what does it do? It influences the activity of specific parts of the auditory cortex. Okay. So this was carried out by many researches were carried out. I will talk to you about that subsequently. A lot of research was carried out with where they noticed the changes happening in the auditory cortex. So when an MRI is done, what is an MRI? It explores how the different parts of the brain respond to external stimuli. Okay, so that's what an MRI does. But when you see what an MRI, what is the purpose of an MRI scan? It detects changes in the blood flow and blood oxygenation in areas where the neurons are active. So the blood flow and blood oxygenation, there are some changes that occur. This is where the main changes occur. So signals from the neurons and cells can influence blood flow. The degrees of change are color-coded and mapped to brain areas and reflect where activity increases or decreases. That is the purpose of an MRI. Okay, so what happened is they had many subjects to do for the purposes of research. They had subjects who went through this MRI scan to try to study how they reacted to different sounds. These sounds were from very day-to-day sounds, like there was an assortment of sounds that they were exposed to. So what they noticed here were brushing of the teeth was a sound, a woman speaking, then a guitar being played, a rock song sample, and then a toilet flushing. So all these sounds were, they had categorized it into background music, background noise, language, and music. So in this, obviously, we know that guitar and a lady singing comes under music. So what did they realize? This study, what did it show them? That the only for the music, but not for the other sounds, very specific areas in the auditory cortex got activated in both hemispheres of the brain, they noticed. So where ordinary sounds did not get affected, did not affect both the hemispheres, but only the sounds connected to music affected both. So, so what has happened because of these kind of studies, and where the neuroscientists got interested in that, music therapists and music therapy has also started looking into these studies to see how to improve um, uh, the support that they can give the subjects. So there is a very close relation between neuroscience studies and music therapy studies, right? So if you see that, coming back to some technical information, blood flow responses to neural activity resulting from a change in blood oxygen levels. They are known as bold changes, and they are measured and providing fine-grained 3D images to a high level of accuracy in terms of locating specifically where the brain activity is. But although highly precise, for us to see the result, it takes a lot of time. So then there is a slight doubt about the accuracy of this kind of check. So let us compare this now to EEG. EEG is another exploratory interventional method which uses passive electrodes which are placed all over the scalp. Okay, and they record different frequency bands, and the brain's immediate responses is understood through these studies. Okay, so coming to so what has happened when we see this, music has always been a part of everybody's life. We have known that because the music instruments have existed in bones. They used to make holes, and that was used as flutes. Then in the caves, they see that music gatherings have been depicted by art. So music is not, so that means the brain also, for the brain also, music is a very, very reliable, I mean, sort of an understood part of being absorbed. It is a already existing part of the brain. So let me try to get you on to, there is this, I don't know how to click this. It's not clicking. Let me see. Please watch this. It is if it opens, otherwise I've got it on my screen. I'll play that. Hopefully, yeah, just a minute. Yeah, it's I don't know how to stop whatever is coming. Sorry.
You're on mute, Shambhavi.
Okay. So I said go to
Yeah,
share a screen, and then you can just go to whatever YouTube link you have
yeah,
played.
I
Go to
have. I don't know. Wait 1 second.
or you can just play the audio. We'll listen.
Yeah, I will. But I'm hearing something else. I don't know what. That's why.
Okay.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
No, your session is awesome. So many things to learn.
Are you all able to hear something?
No,
No?
no.
No.
You can play it in your mobile and then, just keep it there. Something there like this you can do. Or should I check?
Wait. Let me see. I'm playing something. It's not yet, but I have to share, I think. No? Wait, how do I share the
You don't have
screen
to
here?
share. You can also, okay.
No,
Share is just share a screen.
wait 1 second. Huh?
Okay.
Oh God, I'm hearing something. How can I share my screen now?
Share a screen. Go to the share screen.
Yeah,
And
1 second.
it's on the down of the Zoom.
Can
Yes.
you see?
Yes. Oh yes, this video yeah. Alzheimer Swan Lake dance. Okay. Beautiful mudras she has done. I've seen this. You can just put it into, or you can just keep it like this
You,
and just play it. Huh. But we can't hear the audio.
you're not able to hear?
Okay, I can do one thing.
Wait, I
I
think I have
can.
to share voice also. No, maybe 1 second.
Oh, that's okay. I'll play.
I don't know what is playing on my laptop.
Yes, it has come. I'll share. So now you can. I'll play. Now you just play, and I'll play. Play the audio. Play whatever it's in the YouTube.
Yeah?
Play it. Switch it on.
Can I play now?
Yes. This is so beautiful.
I know. Awesome.
I mean, she was, ma'am, it's written over there. I've read that totally Alzheimer's. So she was a a very veteran ballet dancer actually earlier. So when they all put the headphone and the music started, and then she started getting reminded of the moves she used to do, and see the moves and all these, the body
Yes.
language, it was all connected to the brain, and somehow so she connected with it. So yes, you can stop sharing and come down to the slides as well. You can stop the slides. I mean, stop this thing, and yeah, it was beautiful, no?
Yeah, I had seen it. It's very nice.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
again,
I hope
yeah,
it's.
the share screen.
Oh, wait. I'll switch off. I don't know where it's coming from. Why it's coming, I can't understand.
I think you have switched off your slides. So you go to the share screen, go to the windows, and then there is a
Yeah,
PPT.
there is. Yeah, in the PPT, this was the last one, ma.
Yeah.
To show. I mean, but I don't know why I'm hearing music still. That same Swan Lake is continuing.
So you have not switched it off actually.
I
You have
have.
to click on the video again, and
Okay,
or you
let me
just
check.
close the window of YouTube.
Yeah. My my thing is behaving funny. Wait, my laptop. Are you all able to hear something still?
No. We
No?
can't
Okay.
hear.
Then it's okay. I mean, so this was showing uh, how there is a stored memory of this. And after, when she has got Alzheimer's also, as soon as the music was played, she was able to retrieve that memory. So that is the power of music, it says.
True.
Okay, so I mean, if you are not able to hear, I don't know how to.
We can hear your voice. We are not able to hear any sounds. You can continue your presentation.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
are you all able to hear it also or no?
The sounds?
The music, the
No, no, not
no,
now.
not
Yeah.
now. I am still able to. That's why I'm trying to figure out. So,
Oh God.
so this was essentially the crux of my presentation, to the extent that I have understood and how the brain is involved in understanding, learning, representing music.
This was awesome. This was very awesome. So, yes, I just, so many people wanted to join, but I couldn't make them join because, I think I made you the host. So, you have to give the presentation in some time back again. It was very
Very nice.
nice and very, insightful. It was more like what we say, no, neurologic music therapy NMT. So it was the part of NMT also. Whatever you have covered, it was very very awesome. And so, anybody has questions in this, ma'am? You would like to say something?
I want to congratulate Sheila. It was so,
It was very
very,
nice.
very comprehensive and very clear. I could understand so well, like how the brain processes when it listens to music and what all the things happens in the brain. It was very good, ma. Very nice it was. And I
Thank you.
request you to take one session for our students also.
Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you for increasing my confidence.
You have to grow like that only, no? But you have done excellent job.
Beautiful.
Very nice.
Okay. No, I'm very fond of this. I've been wanting to do.
Very nice.
I
Passion
know,
on.
I know, ma'am's vibes will be changing the attitude which we already have. Like we are nervous, and then she motivates and encourages, and then the things are so fine. That's why I called her only
Thank you. Thank
in my session also. I always want her to be there.
No, actually, what we need, no, like everybody would have, people with passion would have really put in sincere efforts. And even I experienced the same thing, no, I was very diffident initially. So I
you.
thought, I started patting myself. It, it really boosted my confidence level in all realms of life. Okay. So I was the self motivator for everything. Okay. I mean, honestly, I don't want to give credit to anyone, only for myself. But I thought I must give it to others.
True.
What
Okay.
I did. Right? So, we can make it very, simple and interesting, and it can imbibe confidence in others.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, I know. No, now I'm convinced I want to read a little further and,
You can
you know,
definitely do. You take a session for our students also. So then you will start growing.
thank you. Thank you for your blessings and
We
your
need we need more
sincere,
and more music therapists, professional music therapists who can contribute to the divine cause of Indian music therapy.
yes.
So I'm so happy that all even our my soulmate Shambhavi has got such a wonderful batch. I see progressing music therapists in your batch also.
No, ma'am, it's because of you. I am so
All
glad. Yes, I do. I am really proud of Sheila ji, everyone here. So passionate and curious about everything. I
yeah.
had questions in mind, Sheila ji. It was blank right now. But I do
Okay.
have some questions. I think we have to, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah, actually it'll help to
continue it
read.
more.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. There's a lot more,
I
but
have
to put.
questions on
Hmm.
EEG and MRI
Okay,
uh,
okay.
because
Hmm.
sometimes, like through the apps, also we can actually measure that. But
Hmm.
the
Hmm.
problem is that if we put the caps, so somehow I read that they have a lot of, radiations over there. So, is there any way out to understand the readings of the brain which is happening along with the music, the the changes in the music which can certain can there be some apps which can just have no radiations, like not very harmful radiations for the kids and for
I know. I think that this was a very, very well researched book. It's beautiful and it's huge. Huh? So I think they have a lot. They've covered many, many points.
on this. Okay.
Yeah, so very relevant to us. I mean, because
What
we
is
need
the
to.
name of the book? Every brain needs
Every
music.
brain needs music.
Okay.
I'll do some repairs to my presentation and send that to you. Then it will contain that
Yeah.
biblio of that article and the book, whatever I have referred to.
Sure,
Okay.
sure. The presentation also and the cover of the book as well.
Yeah,
I
sure.
think this is a very good idea also. Like suppose if we are not getting the topics, what to discuss in the next, so we can refer to a book also. Like you said, there is another book. This is Our Brain in Music. It is downloaded in my PDF. I'll send it to the
Okay.
groups. So it is a beautiful book, and lot of case studies have also been written along with all the scientific, the explanations that how music, goes and how it is perceived by the brain. So it is different how we perceive the music and how the brain perceives the music. Okay. And in fact, even how the mind perceives the music, it's totally different.
Different.
Because you don't know what the mind is perceiving. Why do you cry? You don't have idea. And the other, you are listening to the same thing, but you're not crying. Today, you are listening to the same thing, but somehow, due to some current state of mind, you are crying. So, I think it is a very, very interesting topic, especially when it comes to neurology, neuroscience, NMT, neurologic music therapy. So, I think this is a very vast topic, and we must, do like discuss more. Anybody has more questions and any discussion they want to make?
I don't have any questions, but definitely this was a great session. I think every class I attend, I have. I mean, it makes me ask lots more questions, which is why I said I don't have specific questions here because I realize I know nothing. And I think that's also a good starting point so that I can start learning. And this book, ma'am, I will definitely buy it and go over it because one area I've been persistently talking about and which I am interested in is to have a scientific basis for establishing the value of Indian music as a therapy. I think all these books again are talking about Western music. I hope someday we see a similar version with Indian music and
correct
research done with Indian classical music. That would be wonderful because I'm sure there is a lot more in our music. I'm biased at that. A lot more in Indian music than the Western counterpart. Okay, so I hope we have some research.
You are not biased. You are 100% right. We endorse with
No, yes,
no
exactly.
Indian music has got great many elements when compared to Western music.
And again, I can say with as a case study, my mother had Alzheimer's, and her last stages, she had stopped speaking totally. The last thing she did was sing a song.
Oh, cute.
Yeah. I supplement with whatever you are telling, Vijay. My mother had lost consciousness. She was on the bed for almost 10 days. She was not responding to anything. Whenever she used to stay with my brother. Whenever I went, I used to call her, Amma, get up, talk, no response. I used to sing one kirtana. She used to continue that.
Oh,
My God, every day I used to go and sing for her, and she used to, immediately she used to sing even at that level.
wow, beautiful. sweet.
And one more case, cerebral palsy. I have a client who started music therapy with me about since 15 years back. Congenital, this thing, cerebral palsy, juvenile diabetic, blind, and he has got hearing loss also, 1 year. Okay. He was admitted after he started music therapy and he was improving very well. His sugars shooted up and he was admitted to hospital. He was in ICU. Okay, he had no consciousness, but he was singing all bhajans and janti verses.
Wow.
Doctors were surprised, and he was calling my name, Meenakshi ma'am, Meenakshi ma'am. So
Oh.
doctors came out and told her parents, asked his parents, who is Meenakshi ma'am? So they said it is a music teacher. Please call her. He is remembering her. At that level, conscious, subconscious level, music had gone so much depth. Even now, he has no voluntary communication, but he passed his diploma in music and is teaching in Ramana Maharshi school to other
Wow.
blind children.
Wow.
Wow.
Even now, no
Awesome.
voluntary communication for him. But if I ask him to sing Kalyani Raga, he will sing.
Oh.
That is the power of music.
True, true.
And that too, case of cerebral palsy. So response to music is something amazing, which is so, it has immense depth, and we need to explore what happens on the brain. As Vijay rightly said, scientific research has to be done in our Indian music.
True, ma'am. True.
Because, for our purpose, we know the power and impact of music. Experientially, we know, and we can transform others' lives. But for modern world, they need scientific authenticity, no? That's why we have to.
Yeah.
That's why.
Because there's so much of fake information also. So for somebody,
Correct.
public, to be able to differentiate, we need that scientific background.
Correct, definitely.
Very true.
Correct.
That's why only I wanted everyone to attend this session, because I had ideas that if everybody, if at least one case study, if we do, suppose like, you have a case study, Viji ma'am, right, with your mother. So even if we one study, if we come write it down and we can publish a journal through the neuroscientific explanations.
Correct.
Okay, so that's why it's a very important topic. Not for us, maybe for us, we all know the value, but for others, for the research purposes, we all have to write everything through the questionnaires and through all these, like what we have discussed. We can come with a lot of evaluation scales also.
Yeah, I think we should somewhere, ma'am. I think some of you would have already done it. I am my novice in this area. We should be able to measure
Measuring.
the whole impact.
Yeah,
And if we are able to measure it, then we can conclusively prove and things like that.
that's
So
true. That's true.
we need to
And
set
all
up
these
a
measures.
process. I mean, we
Yeah.
need to be able to set up, for example, if we say, one of the things I hear in these sessions is, um, like there was this client, and he or she had this problem, and this is what I did. Okay, instead I think we should move towards a stage when we say, okay, if this is the type of client we have, this is what we should do. I mean, there should be a process of even administering therapy and then measuring the output. I know it is very individualized because it's based on the person also, but even that, at some level, if you are able to abstract and make it a systemic way of administering therapy and a systemic way of measuring the impact, then we will be able to progress really far.
Very
that way.
true, madam.
I agree with
Actually,
you.
we have intelligent test scales are there, the Wechsler's scale, and there are more than 40-50 scales. So we do have access of that scales only, but we don't have access in a normal day-to-day sessions. We don't have access to MRI or EEGs. That's why I wanted to ask that, is there any app? No, because like, so that we can just see the brain waves, where the brain waves are going according to the sound waves. I'm sure they might be having. So, but for us, the measuring aspect is only evaluation scales, pre-post,
Hmm.
you know. So I think that is also good reading, but for when we go
Even
and
that is good. Yes.
that is also good, that we do. That all we have the written things and then whatever, but that also word of mouth, what parents have told about their kids that yesterday's session, this, so they have filled it. So I don't know how much it is, but maybe this can be a case study. I don't know if it can go to the this research purpose, but it's a case study.
Yeah, I
How
You
suppose.
said
how quantitative it is,
Yeah.
that I'm not sure how to quantify it very detail wise. Qualitatively, yes, it's a case study that we evaluate the scales pre-intervention, post-interventions.
Yeah. And I also suggest it's a teamwork, Vijay,
True.
because see, as a therapist, see, I would have spent almost 45 minutes to 1 hour with the client,
True.
and I will not have any really, at least me, I don't have any patience to do the research part of it because it is reaching the client. Parents are very happy. I can find significant changes in the client's this thing, challenges.
Correct, ma'am.
I mean,
Correct.
as a remedial measure, music therapy is reaching to the client. Parents are very happy. Client is moving a step ahead in the
Correct.
progress. So I am not interested. I cannot do it. If somebody wants
Yeah.
to do objectively, because I am a therapist, so tend to be subjective, human tendency. If Vijay comes and does, I can give you 20 cases of autism where children have improved. I have the data. If somebody can come and do the research objectively, it will have still more authenticity.
That's a very good point, ma'am.
I
We
Yeah,
are
I
all
think
core
it
music therapists.
will
Correct.
also
So
help the
we see the
researchers.
intervention or do we see the measurement? That's the problem.
It
Because
depends
Because
both
I
upon
are
think
what
that
totally different worlds.
researchers are also looking for such instances where there
Correct.
is actually real happening therapy going on, and all other, so many, what are all the factors that enter into it.
Vijay, I can give you cases. You can be my researcher. I'll be very happy.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Ma'am, I think, yeah, I will. I would want to get involved a little more deeply into it
Oh,
after a
please
couple
come.
of months.
And I have Maithili Udupa who has published one paper on neuroscience, I mean, music and neuroscience. She just shared with me. And we
Oh
have
wow.
got such wonderful potential, resource personnel in this batch only, I'm finding.
Wow.
We can
Great.
also, we can all join and, I can give
Yes.
wonderful data. Somebody can come and do objective, evaluation, how music therapy has been a wonderful, effective intervention on children with autism. Even
Very
one
nice.
paper, that will add to the value of Carnatic music as a therapeutic intervention.
Yes, ma'am.
Very nice,
I
ma'am.
will reach
Maithili
out
ji,
to you soon.
we would all like to see your
Definitely.
paper.
Definitely.
Like I said, ma'am,
I'm
this has to be something. It's a kind of multidisciplinary thing to even establish the
definitely.
effective.
That's what I'm requesting, no,
Yeah,
all
I will.
youngsters. You
Yes.
all can, we can all form a
Can all,
team.
yeah,
And we
exactly.
can definitely work on scientific aspects of music therapy, whether it is Hindustani or Carnatic, it's a contribution to Indian music.
Absolutely, ma'am. Yes, you said
We'll
it.
do it, definitely.
Voiced my
We will
thoughts.
do it. We will do it
I'm feeling
jointly.
like dancing now.
True. Very excited. When we
I know.
discuss projects, so we actually it's very exciting to discuss. So that when it the thought becomes action someday.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the next.
Maithili,
Sure, ma'am.
So
I will
much.
reach out to
ma'am.
you all.
Yeah. Actually, what I was thinking, Maithili and Vijay, we can just find out a few doctors, neurologists who have got a PET instrument, PT, and EEG. And if they agree, at least for few patients, we can do by giving their professional charges. Then we can, I mean, this thought is coming to me right now. And we can all go together and approach the doctor and explain the objective of our research. We can include the doctor also if he is interested. And we can use the instrument, do the, experiment and get the results. What do you say, Maithili?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, do you know Dr. Deepti Navaratna, who
I
is the
know her.
head of
I know her.
Yes,
She's
yes, I also know her. Yeah.
there are certain people who are actually looking for something like this, which we are discussing today, because they have a lab set up in Indian Institute of Science for
It is
measuring
called Raga Labs.
Raga labs. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
no, it's not in Indian Institute of Science. It is that
It
where
is
she is the
It is
director, no?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. National Institute of
Well,
Advanced
I
Studies.
know
Yes,
her well.
yes, yes,
I
ma'am.
know her too.
So I was to do my PhD. I was like behind her because she had selected my SOP. So I know her only through that. But I definitely feel that we could, as we were speaking about the measurement, because she has everything in her lab. So if we could
Does
make
she
use
have
of
PET and EEG?
Ma'am, they have set up a huge lab where every document can be measured. That's what I was told by her.
I will
Wow,
talk to
we
her. I
can,
know
yeah.
her well. I know her well.
Yes, ma'am. Please do,
But
ma'am. So it will
I
help
had
us
invited
also.
her. Do you remember Shambhavi?
I remember Deepti ma'am, right?
Deepti Navaratna.
Deepti Navratna was one of my co-workshop presenter in 2-3 actually. This thing happened, yeah.
Hmm.
I mean,
I know her well. I can
okay.
talk to
So
her.
you, ma'am, you talked to her then, yeah.
Yeah, I know her well. I will talk to her. Hmm. In fact, I wanted to do my courses under that.
She
Somehow
is
it,
my virtual friend, but like 2-3 times only. Yeah.
yeah, she stays close by to my house.
Oh, please go.
I had been to her house and she was also my fan. In fact, she asked me, you
Wow.
set up the syllabus and give it to me. Somehow it didn't click. I wanted to become independent. So anyway, I know her. I can request her we can collaborate. But I was just thinking whether we can do with some special, private practitioners. I have one doctor near second stage wherein he has put a PET instrument.
Oh,
So if we can measure at least even for a few cases, no, that professional charges we can bear from our trust. That's not an issue. At least we can jointly publish the paper.
very true, ma'am. Very true. I'm
Another area
excited.
which I have not explored much for lack of time, I would say, is the, in fact, this the NICU, the neonatal ICU that they have for newborns and all that. Apparently, they have some way of measuring the comfort level of the neonates. It is
Hmm.
scientifically the measurement of that is done. And
Okay.
some of the NICUs do play music, and somebody was telling me that they've found some
Yeah,
improvement.
yeah.
And that
Yes.
will be a
Oh,
readily
very
available
true.
method also for us to. We just have to go and play music based on what we think adds value, and then the measuring equipment is already probably there. I need to
Correct.
explore
Can
on this.
I
explore what
also
is there.
work in a drug addiction center. It's a rehab. So
Mhm.
there they measure everything, ma'am. But the only problem is drug addiction alcoholism center is there, so they keep everything to them. I
Confidential.
don't know how to. I have still not explored how to ask for it. So
Okay, but
like
we can at
if
least
there is
we can
any,
approach
if
them.
there
We
is
can
any
find.
rule or something where I can ask the readings, because what readings I want, so they say you take your reading, so I take it from the evaluation scales, like depression scale, Beck anxiety scale, Beck depression scales, and there are some intelligent motor skills scales, so all these I take. But they do have instruments, they measure it, but I don't have any. I personally don't know any procedure of how to ask for it, because it's all
They may
very
not reveal it
confidential.
also, Shambhavi.
Huh?
They may not reveal it also
They
because
meant,
it's
that's why I don't ask for
confidential,
them, ma'am.
no? It's
Yes,
institutional
because
rules.
drug addiction and so they want to keep it.
Yeah.
It's like a raw office only. They don't reveal anything. So I don't ask for it basically. So
Vijay, Maithili, and all my other young students, you form a team and definitely we should focus on this.
yes, please, 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 we'll do.
Yes.
Yes,
One
ma'am.
It was
one
a
in
great.
Delhi with the Shambhavi, one with me. I am ready to give my data to you.
Yes.
Sure, ma'am, definitely. If you are there, we don't have any worries. Thank you
It
so
was
much,
all
ma'am and Sheila ji. It was a beautiful, wonderful session. And we all want again from you, the people who have
definitely.
not actually attended this.
Yeah, we'll
So
have another session.
thank you so much, and thank you
And
all for the interest and discussions, interesting
Shambhavi, you can
discussions.
include Maithili also for your
I'll do.
students to take a session. Because they
Sure.
will be trained. They
Oh,
know like
please, please,
taking
Maithili ji.
sessions.
Yes.
Maithili and one more, no? Vani, Vanishri.